Welcome back to Z-Works. The last video I did on this was my black truck. It was the front door. This one had the same issue. Ironically enough, now that I started recording, I was talking, I was like, oh, it's broken, and it opened. So for whatever reason, it's doing its thing, it's working. I know for a fact that the cable in there is jacked up. I don't know what size cable it is. I'll try to confirm with you. I bought 3. Once I'm in there, I'll compare and contrast, let you know what length cable you need to use, because right now I have no idea. I couldn't really find the details, whatever. So I used this as a wedge. You can get plastic wedges and all kinds of stuff from auto parts, Amazon, whatever. I just took a hatchet and I covered it with some tape. That way it's not scratching my window. And I can tell you, when you do this, put pressure on the window as you try to get in there, because as you push it in, it's going to give you a little gap to get started. You're trying not to tap your seal or scratch your window, right? So from here, once I stop the video, it'll jump over to me. I already have this door panel tore out, and we give you a better idea of how far in, how far down this is, and the little lever you're trying to hit, right? Because people are visual learners. So since the black truck, I've had people say, hey man, what am I going for here? Tons of y'all figured it out. Thank you all for the response saying, hey man, thanks for making this video. Because I knew I didn't make it for nothing, right? That is, I don't know, it's probably the most popular video on my stupid ass channel, and I like helping people. So this is gonna be your visual aid. I'm gonna try to do all the same tags in it, and hopefully people can find this video as well, because I know people wanna see the mechanism you're going for, pushing down on. So stay tuned, be right back. Quick notes for those that don't know how to get into these doors yet. You have to pop off this. Right here, there's a little panel that pops out, and right here, right? So underneath your handle here, underneath this, and then of course that right there. Once you take off this hardware, this whole thing is gonna pop off. I don't know if this comes out. Yep. All right, so that pops out easily, so you can disconnect this, no big deal. And the door panel will come out, and I'll go from here. All right, once your door's off, you've got, this has one of these on each side. You have to depress, pop that out, and work this whole thing around and drop that ball out of the retainer for the door, which is right there. So I'm just trying to get y'all clues along the way, so hopefully you don't have to look through multiple videos. All right, I had to restart this because I just think I'm talking too much. Sorry if I am. So this assembly is sitting right here, right? Sorry, I'm upside down actually. So this is the assembly. This bolt hole here is this bolt hole right here. And you can tell, look back here, this is what you're hitting. Whenever you try to get something in here, you're going all the way back this angle here to try to fish for this. And you got to remember, locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked. If it's not unlocked, you can hit this bitch all you want, I ain't doing shit. So you have to make sure you're in the unlocked position. I had a couple people say it doesn't work. I'm wondering if they left it locked. So, it is what it is. I've already swapped my cable. This looks to be about what they call the 13-inch long cable. So I got 2 other cables for no reason, but at least y'all know now. Mine right here was starting to fray, which is what a lot of y'all will have happen if this right here doesn't just pop off altogether. So I've gotten efficient at taking these apart and doing this. The downside is right here, you're trying to get, let's see, where's that? This little guy that's dangling right here, that has to sit inside of this, and then this locks over it. And that right there is what your door handle is controlled to this, right? So if this was to pop loose, the inside will work, but the outside won't, if that makes any sense. And this is kind of a little bastard to manipulate in there if you got big, giant gorilla hands like me. I've only met like 2 people in my life with bigger hands than mine. So you guys with smaller hands, being bigger isn't how it's made to be, especially when it comes to being a mechanic and doing shit like this. So this guy is your door lock right here. So you have to fish that back up if you ever have to pull this assembly out and replace this handle. That's just part of the job. There's some of y'all that probably have some really small hands and arms to get off in there. You might be able to replace this without taking it out. I don't know. But for those of you that have this and it's failed, it has to come out. The new assembly goes in, and once you've done it, you're like, all right, it's not that bad. So don't be scared. Otherwise, let me see if I can get this in here. And if I can get an idea for you of what you're aiming for while it's in. So stay tuned. All right, and now I've got it situated to where you can see that is from the outside. You see me from here pushing down on this thing from the outside. There we go, see that? That's what you're trying to do from the outside. Easier said than done, but hopefully it saves you guys a big old headache. All right, guys. Hopefully that was something that makes some of y'all guys' lives easier. These right here are something that significantly helps me work on shit whenever I'm out here doing what I'm doing, mess around in my shop, build my cars and stuff like this, where you need to be able to see and you don't want to hold a light. You can't set a light somewhere. There's magnetic light options. These actually, they rock. You can charge them. They're super bright. I've even messed mine up by putting them next to a welding light and screwed up that, and they're still bright as shit. So very good thing to invest in. I'm gonna put this thing back together and I'm done. Like I said, hopefully this is useful. The first video blew the F up, man. It looked like it helped a lot of people. And since I was doing it all again, hopefully you visual learners can take this and run with it. Hopefully I didn't jack my jaw too much, because I talk too much, but I can't help myself. ADD brain's just all over. But sweet and simple. When you put this back together, you do have to make sure your door is sitting on upside. There's a rail right here. So when you put it in there, push that over, drop it down, and then you get to put your lock back on here. That little lock, it's kind of stupid the way they did it, because I've seen them wear out to where it just pops off. Now I'm sure you can get another one from the junkyard or online, whatever, pretty cheap. This, I mean, it kind of sticks back together, so I'll probably take some adhesive and put it on this. That way it's at least stuck here. That when I'm reassembling, it's not trying to fall back off. But sometimes they'll stick back again. If not, like I said, a little bit of spray on adhesive, hold it for a couple of seconds until it gets tacky, continue doing what you do. You know, it's really basic stuff. Once you've done it one time, you're gonna kind of be a pro until it's been probably a year or two and you haven't done it. If you have to do it again, you might have to have a refresher, maybe, depending on how your brain works. But yeah, like I said, hopefully this is useful, guys. Good luck with your Chevrolet Silverado, Tahoe, Avalanche, whatever.